Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I really hope you all had an amazing week. Now, the topic that I selected for my today's, a talk with you all is something which is very recently, is getting noticed. I feel like even a few years ago, or maybe even a couple of years ago, this thing was not like spoken that much about, or it was not even considered maybe something that we have to talk about. Now I'll give you an example before I actually get into the original topic. Let me just put it across this way. And we all have been in school and we have answered exams. We know that there are multiple subjects, and there had been this scenario maybe with many of us that we were either good in some subject and then we were not so good in some other subjects, right? Maybe somebody was very good in English but might not be good in history. Just take an example. Now, since you already know that you are good in English, you might be putting more efforts in history and less efforts in English paper, right? Or maybe trying to prepare for it. But at the end of the day, does it mean that you'll be doing only history all the time and just forgetting about English because you are good at it? No, that has never been the case. Okay, at least with me, that I was never ignoring any subject completely just because okay, it's an easy subject. I feel it is easy, and maybe I can do it later, or might not need much of my attention, because at some point we learned that every subject is important. We have to give equal importance to each subject, and wherever we are feeling that certain subject we are not good at, what we had to do is just put in more efforts in it, so that we don't probably, what to say, uh, get a whole score low because of that one particular subject. So yeah, a little bit of extra efforts is to go over there. But at the end of the day, we also learned through our schooling that everything is important. You cannot be just be shining in one and whatever, being bad in something else. You had to, that balancing was something maybe uh, was an aim behind having so many subjects, and you had to learn so many things, so that you learned that everything is equally important and you have to give equal focus to everything, or your attention to everything. And wherever you are like probably lagging behind, it will need a little bit of more attention. But that won't mean that maybe there are say five subjects and you're bad in one. It won't be that you won't touch only the five subjects and only just focus on that one bad or weaker subject of yours. That was never the case, right? This is what we have learned, or I have assumed from my education previously. Now, similar thing, guys, I feel is can happen, or the thing that I was saying initially, that this particular topic is getting discussed right now. You all might have seen that reel, right? Wherein people say just because I was a good child, I was a child, what my sort of maybe the elders thought I would manage by myself. That doesn't mean I didn't need an attention, right? All these reels which are going on many a times, past few, I think, months, it was quite common. I used to see it quite frequently on Instagram. So the moral of this was that the child which was seemingly termed as a stronger one, whatever, stronger or have more capabilities, was always like assumed, they will be able to know how to maintain themselves and doesn't need much of attention. True, some extent it is true. But what I feel, where the uh, whole of the case of injustice might be happening. Sorry to use that term, but yeah, it is some sort of injustice I feel. For say, you're a couple or three, four kids in a family, and there is maybe someone is really good, parents realize who can maintain themselves, who can look after themselves by their own, but completely ignoring that particular child and assuming that particular child is stronger, more whatever, knows how to maintain themselves and can look after themselves. That doesn't mean that you take away their share of attention and give it to the other, whatever, the other child or other children who are maybe lagging behind in something. Okay, I might not be in a correct position to say this, but this is what I feel. That imagine, like, if you're a parent, you have to be parent or whatever, you're at any stage in life, and you probably don't want to repeat something that your parents did to the next generation, then maybe this can be a solution. Maybe I'm not sure, nor I am somebody who can, uh, having that education or that sort of knowledge to say that this is right and this is wrong. But somewhere, like, if I try to map it logically, my the thinking, the perspective that I am seeing it makes some sense for me, and that is, don't give away, don't take away the attention that each child needs. So if you have, like, okay, example, in today's world, say if you have two kids, your attention has to be 50-50. But there might be somebody who needs more than 50%. So that doesn't mean that you'll be, taking out somebody's 20%, somebody's 30%, and making it 20 and 80, right? As a parent, maybe you will have to increase the effort for the one who is maybe lagging behind for some sort of a reason. You have to put more efforts for that particular child or children of yours. But don't do that mistake of taking away the whole attention from somebody who is, you have realized that kid might be able to look after themselves. But as children, if you consider children as subjects, then each subject needs your equal attention. It's and if now it's about children, then it's a human being, right? You cannot be doing this injustice or being partial towards somebody, and being that extra good to somebody else. Give them the equal thing that they deserve, and at the end of the day, if you need to put efforts, extra efforts, then it is your responsibility, I feel, as a parent, to put that extra effort. Like, if I had 6 subjects now in school and I was not good in one or two subjects, first probably I had to learn all the 6 subjects, giving them equal time, and then later on, now I have to put that extra effort, to give or try to understand the weaker subjects more. That doesn't mean I have completely ignored the subjects that I was good at. So this is something I felt. I had this conversation, like, some days ago with one of my friends who has come from abroad, and it just came out from her mouth. Okay, she was always their favorite. They always preferred her over me. And, always she got more attention. And this whole thing, just made me reflect back on certain things, and I was trying to find some sort of common example which probably all of us could relate to. So, yeah, this is something I think maybe we can try and maybe we can make it work, because, again, might not be a really correct way of what I'm saying, but your one child who is, say, whatever, good, knows how to take care of herself or himself, and he's like, really, whatever, better than your other child, it is not his or her fault, right? It is not the fault that, you have another child who is not that so equally good. Now, as a parent, it becomes your responsibility that how you make that decision of seeing that you're not partial towards one too much. Okay, this child of mine is weaker, so all my 100% attention goes to this weaker one. Put in the extra effort, but completely ignoring the other one is really, it gets to the person at certain time, and then later on, it can come up anytime. Nowadays, though, it's becoming more and more, people are being vocal about it. But yeah, that thing builds up in a person. When you're growing up, you realize that I'm not getting that much of attention. Maybe at some point you might really feel it is, um, this is partiality, as a child. You grow up, then you realize, okay, maybe this was the reason, maybe it was because of this. But what about that little child who lost his or her share of attention because you felt as a parent that all of your attention should go to your weaker one? That's sort of, I don't know. There is nobody here to be blamed. We cannot blame the weaker one. We cannot blame the whatever the stronger one, right? They are born with their own characteristics. But as a parent, I think you have to have that habit of giving them the equals, right? Especially your attention, your care, it should go equal. But if you need to increase it for a certain child, then you have to increase your effort from your side. It's not that taking away something from somebody just because you have to give something extra to somebody else. Okay, somebody else, and this one is not a correct word, but yeah, you cannot take away something from a stronger child, that is their share of your care, your time, and completely give it away to the seemingly a weaker one. That shouldn't be the case. Give equal, and where you need to increase it from your side. You put in the extra effort. Okay, because 30 years down the line, or whatever, XYZ years down the line, it can come up, like how my friend just happened to say. And probably, you build it up and you keep, and one day it just comes out on the parents, and then they are like shocked. And that time you cannot do basically anything, because time has lost those younger years where that nurturing, that care that the child had to get, that has not happened. And now there will be this bitterness, right? There are some things, I think we are becoming more and more aware with social media, with people being, quite vocal about it. We have to learn. Like, even as humans, we are continuously learning. Whatever we are realizing, whatever mistakes each generation is realizing, it's better we work upon it and try to improve it, isn't it? So, if you'll have any others, suggestions of how this thing can be handled, or if you all have an experience, a similar experience, please do share it in the comment section. And please do subscribe also to my channel. I know this is the first time I'm saying it, because recently I was going through the analytics of the whole channel, and I realized that 93% of the people who are viewing my channel are, viewing my videos, watching my videos, they haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And as I'm like, every day learning something about YouTube as well, I'm trying to understand how they also reach out to people, how your videos are becoming, they can reach to more people. That is what target each, I think, YouTuber is, to have their information reaching to, or their content reaching to more people who might find it useful, right? And somewhere down in the algorithm, you need to have a good amount of subscribers as well. So yeah, if you have watched my video till so far, please do subscribe for it. Share it with whoever you feel might need to hear this, and I'll see you all in the next week. Bye bye. See you.